Bam. All right, we're recording, and the stopwatch is running. So this is gonna be like the pilot episode for the podcast. I'm thinking that so before we get into it, this would be a great discussion for the pilot. I think that do we want to? Because right, obviously, there's no fame behind this. We're not expecting anyone to actually listen to this. But if people do listen to this, are we going to use our real names, real personas, like real social media stuff, or do we want to have like aliases for the podcast?
I mean, I have like gamer tags are usually our aliases already.
But a gamer tag could easily be traced back to who you really are anyway.
Yeah, I'm not going to hide that much either.
I'm just saying, because it's just the rule that once it's on the internet, it's on the internet, and if an employer or a future employer, my corporate office doesn't really give a shit anyway.
As long as I'm not saying anything racist or homophobic.
Oh, we're gonna get real racist, and real homophobic.
Gonna make a nice backlight, something to blush. You know you're gonna like that.
So,
act like you don't
I
like
almost
that.
went straight. You're saying names already. Look at that.
Because
I almost went straight for a completely racist comment right off the bat.
Yeah, she kinda
I'm okay with gamer tags. Does everyone have gamer tags? Do you don't have a gamer tag?
Do you have a name that you go by?
My name.
that works.
Well, there's a lot of that.
I just
That works
don't
too.
use my last name a lot of times.
No, because like my gamer tag is Maltron,
Crazy monkey or some shit like that. Bad monkey. Yeah.
but I could just shorten it to Mal or Mal.
No. It's 2015 and you're not supposed to say this word, but that sounds super gay.
Sir, I'm offended. Take that out.
I won't even bleep that out. I don't even care.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure out names.
Pew! Well, I'm gonna add a soundboard so I can just like actual radio DJ just be like bow, just like random sounds and shit all the
Until
time.
then, just make the noises yourself.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Sound effects.
Well, but if we're gonna do that
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
then we can go by real names, gamer tags if we want, just to later if we want to follow up, like, hey,
Yeah.
catch us on PSN.
I'm okay with
something like that.
I'm okay with real names. With that said, we need to get introductions out of the way so we can start talking about shit. What are we gonna call this? Last call?
I'm thinking last call.
Last call kind of works.
I'm down with last call.
Last call kind of works. I'm Philip Bracco.
I'm Paul Adami.
This is your mom's boyfriend, Nick Stone.
Yeah, this is Jimmy Salazar.
Bam, there it is. All right, we've been waiting for you to see Star Wars, so I'm gonna let you kick it off. I'm gonna pass the mic a little bit closer to you. Don't get too up on it.
Yeah, like
But-
my
That
girlfriend.
only likes you
All
as a
right.
friend.
Like my
Wait,
girlfriend.
have you seen Star Wars, Janie?
I have, and we were talking about
Okay,
it.
good, because we don't want to ruin anything.
Right, right.
So,
Thank you for being considerate.
yeah,
Thank you.
well, that's why we haven't talked about it with Paul so
Right.
far. So, what did you think
so
about
this
the movie?
week's topic, the big topic, Paul finally saw Star Wars.
Fucking finally, man. And you managed to avoid spoilers all the way up until right now.
For about a week now?
Yeah.
It has been a triumphant success of avoiding spoilers to see this movie.
Yeah.
Considering that I've heard that people are in movie theaters talking about it as they're walking out while people are going in. People are standing in the movie theaters shouting out spoilers.
Yeah.
The Xbox, Battlefield and all that, where people are shouting out spoilers while you're playing games.
Yeah.
I've been able to avoid all of that.
Good. So, just overall rating, and then we'll dig into it. Like, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was an excellent movie. It captured essentially a new hope again.
Yeah.
Bringing in a new hero, a new hero's journey, along with the hero's fall journey already in there too, with Kylo Ren and what he's going through.
Yeah.
He was starting out a hero, already fallen, and they're essentially doing parallel stories of those two characters, and essentially introducing a "we can do this dance
Yeah.
forever" kind of thing. She didn't kill him, he didn't kill her.
Yeah. Right.
Bringing back the classics, Han, Luke, Leia, Chewie,
Yeah.
R2-D2 for some reason wasn't around.
Hey, don't forget about Akbar.
Oh yeah, Akbar was
Which
there.
He's trying to return without his signature line.
I actually read some shit that some people think that that's not Akbar because the color was off. Like he's more red than brown, so it
but
might
he's
not
older.
be
He might have been in the sauna. You don't know.
Right? 30 years can change anything.
He's what is it? The Mon Calamari is what the planet's from.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're essentially lobster people anyway. But what's his name? And and Lando's co-pilot was there too.
Right.
Yes.
But no mention or anything of Lando.
No.
I really hope Billy D. Williams comes out in like fucking episode 8, or at least we find out what happens to Lando.
Right. Enough throwbacks would be nice.
Yeah.
But they did great already with the throwbacks.
Right.
Except I did not like R2-D2 just in
Just
low
chilling?
power mode because he's sad.
I don't think because it was because he was sad. I think it was because like he was waiting to feel that presence
right
from Luke,
moment.
and he got it from Rey.
But
he got it from Rey.
But he's not a force-aware droid. He's just a droid. Why is he like waiting for this? You know. Yes.
AI.
Maybe they'll explain that over, because I mean, he did take time with Luke, so we don't know what the hell happened to him within that
Right.
30. Maybe somehow him being around Luke that long created some
Or
ridiculous.
Jedi in general, because
Yeah.
he started out with.
There was a flashback of him putting his hand or his.
Yeah.
Right, there is that.
Robot
That
hand.
Got a
was beautiful.
communicator in his
Oh,
hand.
by the way, real quick, we have a special guest here,
Right.
I'm
Janie.
sorry.
No, you're on it. It's
Come
not
on
even
over
you
if you
can
want
be
to.
now.
It's fine now. Thank you for inviting me. Paul.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciated it.
Uh-huh.
It's just there was that little bit of why are we waiting for R2? What is R2-D2 waiting for? And if you can't bother him by even touching him or moving him,
Yeah.
then what's gonna wake him up? You know, somebody hit the Windows button and he comes from power saving
I don't know. Maybe
mode?
he was specifically told by Luke, like, you shut the fuck up until I tell you to come back on.
Right.
Because you know where I am. You're the only person that knows where I am. You're not a person, but
But
whatever.
he didn't know. He only had most of the map,
Right. Yeah.
and the not Empire had most of the map also.
Right. Yeah.
See, yeah, that's like where.
Where
We'll
are
get
they
into
getting
some
this
stuff.
information?
We'll get into
And why are they letting
the extended universe. All right, so we know that Disney threw out the extended universe, but they're also cherry picking shit from the extended universe and they're putting it into.
That's the reason they did that, to allow them the flexibility. Is like, we can take some established stuff for the extended universe fans, give
Yeah.
them something, and allow us to make it our own as well.
Yeah.
Instead of going with the story, because I mean, there's a lot of lore they'd have to stick to
Yeah.
just to be consistent with that.
Right.
Well, wasn't like one of the conditions for George Lucas handing the shit over to Disney, for him to be able to have like some sort of effect on their writing process? And he gave them ideas, and Disney threw most of them out. But they
He's on the board as like he oversees everything, but I don't really think he gets any input whatsoever, because he said that the final product was like a divorce for him.
It's like he can have input to the Bible for the universe, but he can't go in and write a movie.
Thank God. Thank God. Yo, fuck George Lucas. You know?
You mean no Jar Jar Binks?
It's a better analogy. It's like a parent giving their kid the car for the first time and learning to drive. You can tell them as much as you want, but in the end, you really don't have any control where that car's going.
I like that.
Yeah.
somewhere. Thank God Disney didn't.
Well, yeah, but Disney is the responsible kid who's not going to drive it into a ditch.
And they've showed us that.
And the parent is the
In
alcoholic.
spades.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm a little too drunk to drive this car. Here. I'm 8.
I'm gonna throw out a lot of because as soon as I saw the movie, I went just full-fledged nerd, just like all over the place, like reading theories and the negatives and positives of what people thought. So one of the things that I read that was a great talking point is that nothing about this movie was good outside of the nostalgia factor. That J.J. Abrams brought nothing new to the table, and I disagree completely. But a lot of people say that this movie relied way too much on nostalgia to be good.
no, actually, everyone's saying that, but when you look at it, it really, it really didn't do it as much. I mean, they could have easily went into an entire movie Leia, Han's, solo fest, but they did really good in establishing new people, kind of using the older cast to bring some relevance to the new cast, kind of do the parallels, like Han, like back in the original trilogy, Han offered Luke a job on the Millennium Falcon, just like he did with Rey.
Yeah.
And all that. I mean, they could have, but they very smartly did it.
Yeah.
And I mean, nostalgia was used to its effect, like with Han dying. That was the best way it could have happened. It doesn't make it about him. It makes it an impactful moment. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry.
Yes.
But
when that scene happened, when I was in the theater, I just heard four men go, "Oh!"
and it's like, but that's the best way to use that kind of character. It's like, what do we do with somebody so lovable like Han? We have a new villain to establish who's a badass. And so,
Okay, let's talk about Kylo Ren.
Well, yeah, let's talk about him.
I don't feel that he was a badass bad guy.
I do.
I mean, he was a great bad guy.
Yeah.
But
As soon as he took his mask off, he became an angsty little bitch, though.
Right.
I think it's a big part of his character development.
it's a great establishment for a character, but it doesn't necessarily make him a badass bad guy.
To me, I think he's so badass only because he's so unpredictable because he can't control his anger. And I feel like Kylo Ren is everything that young Anakin Skywalker should have been. Because with young Anakin, it was just like, we see this little fuck as a little kid, and he's all yippee and all the other dumb shit they made him say, and he's pod racing. And then in the second one, it's Hayden Christensen, and he's just like, sometimes he's like totally like chill, and then sometimes he's kind of mad. But then all of a sudden it was just like, let's flip the switch, and now you're evil. Like, we didn't get any of the...
With your lightsaber.
Right, yeah.
That was great. That was just great when he would go off, like he took out that console.
Yeah.
just like,
Yes.
Like,
He's
is
just
there
so
anything
mad.
else?
He was just like destroying the console.
Yeah, it's like,
And those
is
two
there anything
stormtroopers
else?
that...
Where he taps the other guy like, hey, no.
They're like, fuck this. No.
We'll patrol the other side of the building.
Here's another thing I did like about Kylo. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but he's very at ends with Hux throughout the whole movie. He's not directly in the First Order. As opposed to, as when Darth Vader was, he was still a rank and file member of the Imperial. He was still pretty high, but he still like answered over to somebody and was still kind of working over with it. Kylo and Hux, for the most part, are just always fighting with each other.
But
Yeah.
in A New Hope, Grand Moff Tarkin and Vader were essentially on the same level. And to the point where Grand Moff Tarkin could be like, Vader, let go of him. And Darth Vader would bitch out all of a sudden and be like, all right, I'll put him down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Vader for Moff Tarkin, he'd be like, okay, for the sake of the whole plan. Kylo doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Kylo seems like the guy, if he gets really too pissed off,
Because he's impulsive.
he's
obviously. I mean, he's like
Yeah.
Well, but that's, I think that's part of his character is to be
unpredictable.
an auxiliary to the Imperial forces, not I'm in the rank and file. Like Vader was outside of it, but
he was
inside
still
of it.
within the order.
In a way.
Yeah.
As opposed to Kylo, he's just
But they have
But Snoke needs him. That's why he's even there.
exactly.
He needs his power. That's why he's even there. That's why he's putting up with him. He's like, all right, I'm gonna let you go this bitch bit and destroy my shit.
Oh,
but
did everybody else have a sigh of relief when we realized that Snoke was just a hologram instead of a giant fucking alien? Like, that would have been so whack. Like, I'm sorry. That would have been terrible.
I think they
That
did
would have been
just,
terrible.
I think just to mess with people.
I hope...
I think
He's
just,
gonna
just
be like
throw
Darth
you
Sidious,
off.
just like this old wrinkled man.
Well, I hope Snoke is actually only like... He's like an evil Yoda. He's like 2 feet tall, and his hologram was like fucking giant, like for no reason.
well, yeah.
Doing okay over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a good thing. J.J. Abrams likes to put those kind of little things in where you think you're looking at one thing, and then you find out it's a hologram, and it's like, oh, good. I thought
Thank God.
there was a 60-foot guy
But,
in the room.
okay, so you might know more about this just because I don't know anything about the extended universe. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Never really looked into the extended universe, though. But some of the stuff that I'm reading is that a lot of people think that Snoke is going to be Darth Plagueis from the extended universe.
Now, yeah, reading the extended universe, I seem to remember that there was somebody by the name like Snoke that was running one of the factions of the Empire. So in the books, not after Return of the Jedi, because Plagueis does this whole force, take my soul to a clone of me in a different part of the galaxy and start over and start over and start over again. Like 15 times kind of thing. Once he's dead all the way,
right.
Like there's no reviving him anymore.
Right.
The Empire splinters.
Right.
And at that point, one of them is run by a guy, I think that was going by the same name as Snoke. Humanoid, blue skin, that kind of thing. So I think they might have borrowed from that character to make this guy.
Where's Darth Jar Jar?
No, that can't happen.
That's what I
No.
was expecting. And that
Ultimate evil right there,
I was
Jar
expecting.
Jar.
Instead of actually going to be,
I keep. Oh God, no! I kept reading that. I read that that J.J. Abrams wanted to just do like one shot and with subtlety put like Jar Jar Binks' bones somewhere, just like very obviously like that's a dead Jar Jar Binks, like, but it would have just stood out as like just fan service for no reason. Oh yeah, I'm 100% okay with like his race no longer existing.
Oh no, I don't know if y'all heard during the filming that J.J. Abrams was saying he was planning to unceremoniously deal with the Jar Jar situation.
So what you could have done as fan service, when they're blowing up the planet that has the Republic, Jar Jar Binks is in the background going, "Misa scared."
I would have walked the fuck out. I would have walked the fuck out. No way.
You're not doing this to me again.
No, absolutely not.
And the not Death Star Killer.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's just pretend that episodes 1, 2, and 3 don't exist.
Right.
So now we can say that there's 4 Star Wars movies, and out of the 4 Star Wars movies, there's been 3 Death Stars. Because that's what this is. It's another fucking Death Star.
No, it's like 50 times bigger. It's something
It's a planet.
And they're like, hey guys, we went through the ventilation system twice before. I bet we could do it again.
Okay, not just that. Han Solo's like, there's always a weak point. We found it twice. Come on.
That's beautiful. It was beautiful though. I like that. I really like that he did that. And then even
Though-
Liz, like, he's right.
I will say that
They still were able to get in. Well, they were already in.
that giant thing, what was it, the Star Killer?
That's what they dubbed it.
Okay, whatever. That thing was menacing. When it destroyed like 5 planets at the same time, like that was fucking terrifying.
Like when I first saw it, I'm like, ooh, it's an uber big Death Star laser. And then it started splintering like some Final Fantasy attack. I'm like, whoa, okay, this is, well, shit.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Alderaan times 5. Oh, fuck.
In a row.
Other criticisms that I read a lot about was Finn as a character just didn't make sense, because we even see a point where they're going through his old file and they're like, okay, we took this dude at birth, he has never given us a problem before, and then all of a sudden this dude just snaps and wants to run away.
Here's the interesting theory about that one that they're saying, and this kind of got semi-confirmed. Somebody leaked a toy, like details of the toy. One of his like action figures was going on saying that Finn was actually the son of Lando Calrissian,
That's what I was thinking.
which is why he has that weird inherent moral like switch over really early. He's like,
Why
it
is the
feels
black guy
wrong to
always
me.
a traitor?
That's one of the theories they have, that possibly he was taken from Lando early on, like they say.
Are we assuming that Lando and Mace Windu are the only 2 black people in the entire galaxy?
Okay,
I was thinking that
okay.
maybe Lando and Leia.
Not just that. Are we
Like when
okay
Han's
with
not
the idea
watching.
that Lando had his kid kidnapped and just went, all right, you got it.
See, now we're saying we don't know what the heck's going on. I mean,
but that is, I hate to say it, super racist that we're like, oh, well, there's only one black guy in the universe, and he.
but the reason I was saying it too is that a while back there was a leaked photo from one of they have they have all the toys, the action figures, and one of the description on it was like, take part in the adventure as Finn, Lando Calrissian's son, and everybody's like, wait,
Well,
How did that end up on a box?
but that could have been the first draft of the character, and Mattel gets that, and they start doing the mock-up for the toys.
We're doing a podcast.
We're doing a podcast. The thing that we were talking about.
We're just recording a podcast.
No, it's just like 4 guys sitting around a microphone
And a
talking
chick.
about
And a
bullshit.
chick.
And one chick. Half a chick.
Half a chick.
This is our barbershop quartet.
We're practicing.
And Tesco, hello. Hello.
But Mattel or any toy company, they get very early storyboards for the movies. So when they're making the toys, they can start doing the mock-up of the packaging and all of that.
Yeah.
So the very first Finn character could have been, hey, he's black, let's make him Lando's kid.
Yeah.
Or it could have been, hey, we just have Finn. We're not going to even tell you, Mattel, the story so that you don't leak out anything. And it could have been somebody at Mattel just going, well, maybe he's Lando's kid, and just, filling in that.
Before Star Wars was released, there was like a lot of secrecy. No one knew anything about it.
Right.
So like all the little,
to being able to keep that shit under wraps because
they made people cite shit. I know that.
Now. They just fucking run the world, but they're doing a good job of like not letting scripts leak.
Not even the cast
not
knew.
letting the films actually leak.
They're doing pretty good as, media overlords.
It is a pretty damn good job.
So no one knew shit about it.
Give
before
into
it
your
came out.
hate.
So people were just making assumptions.
Yeah.
So that's where,
And that's where I think that box art that you were talking about, I think that's where it came from.
all these
Where
assumptions.
Mattel just got, this is what the guy looks like, and somebody had to mock up something.
Yeah.
Looks like this. Looks like Lando.
Yeah.
It's a black guy,
I liked
Lando.
Finn. I liked Finn. Some people didn't like the Star Trek-y feel to like all of the jokes that were constantly coming out of like specifically Finn. It was almost like for a little while he was just there to make jokes. And
But I like that. He was like,
but Finn was also the audience. Where you're sitting there watching BB-8 just beep away, and somebody's like answering.
And I think, okay, so I love that people were actually taking damage. That the lightsaber seemed like they were actually fucking people up. The
oh, you mean
blasters,
like when Finn
people were
fucking shoved
bleeding.
it like
People were
kebab?
bleeding.
That's
We went
Coke?
through 6 movies without any blood whatsoever. So right in the first 5 minutes of the movie, there's blood and it gets wiped onto Finn's mask. But there was a moment where Kylo Ren walked past him, looked at him,
And
could tell
sees it.
something was wrong, and then just kept walking. Like I thought that he was gonna at least question.
But as you saw the process, they evaluate them, and they said, we evaluated him, we were going to send him back for reconditioning. This is the first time he's ever done anything.
What's
Yeah,
her name?
Captain
Phasma.
She was supposed to be the badass, but then the fucking the stormtrooper with the
Melee
the
stormtrooper
he
came
comes
out,
and he's like,
sealing the moment. That was a great
traitor.
Okay, here's what I want to know about that. Phasma says nobody's supposed to take their mask off, their helmets.
Right.
So how do they know that Finn is a traitor if they've never seen him?
I don't know.
She's got some crazy way to identify all of them.
I mean, how does she know who he is? She walks up and she's like, FN2189.
Right.
Who gave you permission to take your helmet off?
Maybe she's got some shit like on the inside.
HUD?
Like a reader that tells them who it is at that moment.
I hope so, because every stormtrooper looks the same to
I
me.
hope Phasma's not dead because, okay, and when all the cast was going around and doing all their interviews, the bitch that played, the woman that played
I don't get too
Phasma was doing interviews and stuff, and every time I was just like, who is this? Oh yeah, it's Phasma. And they made it out to be like she was going to have this huge part in the movie, and they like seemingly killed her off immediately.
No. They just put her in the garbage chute.
Well, right.
If Luke, Leia, and Han were able to fucking get out of it, I'm pretty sure she can too. And I love how Finn knew, because he was part of sanitation, he was like, yes, we do have a garbage chute, so we're in there.
Okay, on that note, that Finn is sanitation.
Right.
He may know where all the buildings are. I'll give him that. But how does he know what all the functions are of that building?
What, you think that he can't take note of things?
Well, we don't know. What is the?
Want me to mop the
what is
floor?
the
I would
brainwash?
just imagine sanitation for a giant planet-side base would get kind of boring. You kind of just look around after a while.
Right.
Pressing buttons.
What does this do?
I
Blows
got
up a
that.
planet.
Right.
At the end of the day, I like Finn a lot.
Oh.
And I'm interested in seeing. Well, okay, you guys think there's gonna be a romantic relationship between Finn and Rey? Because I kind of don't want there to be, but everyone's like, that's gonna happen.
Oh, that looks like it.
Is it going to happen only because Disney wants to push the interracial
No.
agenda?
I think
Why does it have to be about race?
I think it'll be almost.
Maybe they just need a couple. Maybe they just need romance.
I think it's gonna be one of those where will they, won't they, throughout the entire series, but never really get anywhere with it because Rey's gonna be a Jedi.
Right.
Done and done.
Okay. Speaking of that, one of the absolute best theories that me and Ryan were talking about it, about what exactly was going on with Rey, and a lot of people were pissed off that it seemed like she just immediately learned her powers, that she immediately learned how to control the Force. And the best theory that I read so far about that, and I actually I
He's gonna
saved
say
it.
it.
So,
He's gonna say it.
yeah.
I don't want to hold it. I'm lazy.
Okay, so, no, not that. It's right here.
I was
Okay,
gonna
so
say
it says this was from some guy on Reddit, and it was like after seeing it twice, it's clear that Rey is not learning her powers as she goes along, but she's realizing that she already knows the ways of the Force. I think that she was taught by Luke, and he somehow wiped her mind of her memories and put her on Jakku, so she would not turn out to be like Kylo Ren, or maybe it was to protect her from Kylo Ren. The Force is literally awakening within her. Even Kylo says this when she escapes, and he says that she is experimenting with her powers. I think Luke's expression in the final scene is not one of uncertainty, but one of surprise that she came back to him. Thoughts?
I love
think
that.
that's spot on. I really
That
like
is.
that theory.
I was just gonna say it's a woman who's telling a man what to do, and then I don't know if you saw the way that she was fighting with that lightsaber. She was so unsure, just taking swings at him.
Okay, so I took my brother to the movie, and he was like, wait a minute, I don't understand how she was beating Kylo Ren. And I was like, well, if you read the extended universe originally, or even, Obi-Wan says it, Qui-Gon Jinn says it, where you have to let the Force in, you essentially tell the Force kind of like, hey, I want to beat this guy, help me out. And so right in the middle of that lightsaber fight where he's, Kylo's like, you need a teacher, I can teach you about the Force.
All up in her face.
Right. And then she kind of goes, the Force. And then she just kind of shuts down for a second and just kind of letting the Force in. I've always thought that as an untrained person with the Force, you never really knew what it was that was kind of commanding you to do stuff or helping you out. But then you could, if you ever knew that it was the Force, you could just be like, well, all right, let me just hope the Force is coming in. All right. And so then you don't have to be a lightsaber master, because even in the fight, she was commanding, but she wasn't doing great form or anything like that.
Right. It seemed like she was using it a lot like she was using her staff. That she was the only thing that she knew how to do. So she was just constantly lunging with her lightsaber.
Right.
Just fuck, I don't know.
And it left her open a lot of times if Kylo was just,
Very casual with the fight, with him and against Finn. He was very just almost like somebody stalking his prey until she gets the Force Awakened, and then he goes into the hole. When he gets her pinned down, he's like, I can teach you. Come with me.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. Let's talk for a sec about how Finn might be a paraplegic going forward, because he kind of got swiped up the back with the lightsaber at the end, right up the spine. Granted, they have, what's that liquid called that Luke was in when they was healing?
Oh, it's the submersible bath of healing.
Yeah.
I mean, they could essentially just use that and fix his spine right up, but
There has to be some damage.
Well, okay.
Kylo Ren got hit too. He got hit on the leg. I thought that he was going to lose it. I was
took the
like,
clean
yes, just
blaster
like
to
your
the side.
grandfather.
Oh, the clean
yeah.
blaster.
I love that he was hitting it to try to fuel his rage more while he was
And
going
they
through
saw
it.
the blood
True
dripping
emo
down
kid.
into the snow.
True emo kid self-harm right here.
Actually,
that was intense.
Mommy and Daddy didn't love me, sending me away.
Oh yeah, and then when he pulled that memory out of Ray, where he was like, "Oh,
Okay.
your father figure is Han Solo." Oh, he wasn't that great of a father.
He's
Trust
gonna
me.
disappoint you.
Yeah. That's one
He
thing
didn't
that
give me the
is
Millennium
very
Falcon.
interesting about Kylo is that he still has a long way to go. Yes, of course, he wants to live up to Darth Vader, which is his grandfather, which is crazy, but whatever. At the very beginning, when we see him just fucking hold that blaster shot in the air,
That was beautiful.
One of the most badass things that I'd ever seen in this
And
Star
not
Wars
just
movie.
hold it for a little bit.
It was just there.
He
And then
literally
he
held it the entire time until he was like, "Take him to the ship."
And then
he can pull memories out or the truth out of people, which no other Sith has ever been able to do. Is he a Sith? Is he just a Ren?
Okay.
What is? I don't know.
So Sith was a title for Dark Force users,
Okay.
but it's not necessarily like the new Dark Force users. They're, from what I've read, which is very limited on this because I tried not to read a lot. Kylo is a title, like Darth.
Oh, I thought Ren was the title.
No,
His name.
Kylo.
No. They are the Knights of Ren. Kylo
Those are
is
his.
his title
right,
within
right.
the Knights of Ren.
You're right.
Now the thing about the Sith is, it's an old unspoken rule. I forgot who came up with it. I think they
What, for Darth?
no for the Sith. I forgot which Darth came up with the overall the rule of two for
Oh,
the Sith.
Bane.
It was Darth Bane?
Bane.
It was either Bane or Revan. I couldn't remember. But the overall rule with that is that there can only be two people identified as a Sith at any time: the Master and his apprentice. So they haven't really gone on and said Snopes is a Sith yet either. But if they're not, that also means that the Knights of Ren could all be like similar to Kylo.
Well, okay. Not saying that Disney is borrowing from the extended universe. I don't know. But in the extended universe, when Palpatine solidifies control over the entire, the galaxy
Yeah.
that they have, he finds out that there is a group of Dark Force users that are not calling themselves Sith. They call themselves the Millennium or something like that. And they use their power literally just to see into the future. And so instead of killing them off, he incorporates them into his group and says, "Hey, tell me what's going to happen here, what's going to happen here. Maybe I can change it, maybe I can go around it, or whatever it is." So, in theory, the Knights of Ren could be a group that was just kind of out there, and when Sith Palpatine and Sith Vader gone, you need somebody else to come pick up the place. And knowing that the Empire was run by the dark side, you could have had Snoke come in and just like, boom, I got you.
Yeah. All I know is in episode 8, I really want them to focus on Kylo Ren's backstory and what exactly happened along the line that turned him.
why does he have so
Into
many
that,
daddy issues?
Because he wants to be bad. Like, he wants to be evil. Because he's being pulled by the light side, which
Now-
is cool to see.
Now that you're talking about that, let's talk about his faithful Han on the bridge scene. Which, if you really look into it, it's
R.I.P. Han Solo.
R.I.P. God, sad moment. If you really look into that moment, it's a very. All the details go well with the story he's playing because you know how Leia asked him, "Bring our son back."
It was so
I want to
fucking
bring that
emotional.
through. He faced him one-on-one on a bridge,
Right.
and
As soon as
he
I saw
walks.
that wide shot on
and
the
it's-
bridge, I
yeah.
was like, oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna
Someone's
happen.
gonna lose a
And
limb
it's
or
like
someone's dying.
the bridge, and
something's
he's willing,
happening.
and he walks forward. So he's like, "I want to make this work with us,"
right.
and even meets him halfway at the bridge to show that. And then not only at that point, that's where Finn and Rey come on, and they're overwatching. That's when the door opens, and the light just shines down on them.
The Disney and their not so subtle way of like the sun was setting, so half of Kylo Ren's face was dark,
And the other half
then
was light.
It was like then the sun set, and here it was all dark. And
Can you help me?
Now, there's a couple other details too to that one. Is he takes off his mask and just recklessly drops it to where it almost falls off. That's another big one they went with. It's like, he's that close.
Yeah.
he's teetering on the line that much.
Well, not just that. He also was so vulnerable right after doing it that Chewie could shoot a bolt
A clean shot on him.
and get a shot off of him.
Chewie Rage was one of my favorite parts.
Yes.
I love that the reaction. I honestly wish he raged out a little bit more.
He was just staring
Well, no,
in like shock, and then
Well, no. He literally ran down the hall just shooting everybody without even looking sometimes.
that's your
Like-
best friend.
Like Han. Remember when Han comes out, fires at the
And
two
just keeps- yeah,
stormtroopers,
just like-
and then turns around, doesn't even look, and just shoots. So Chewie's running out, and as soon as he gets out of the door, pops the explosive. That's Chewie rage, but at the same time, I still want to be alive in the fight.
Right. Okay. So
And you don't see what Chewie does.
that was
to
the
get back to
hetero
the-
life mate.
You don't.
Oh, right. Okay. So we need to just talk about that because when they got back, first of all, it was kind of weird that Leia came up to Rey and hugged her because they literally never met.
But they
are
have the
we-
Force.
Leia felt it. She felt when Han died.
Like, okay, are we assuming at this point that Rey is Luke's daughter?
No.
Or are we assuming
That's
that,
what I was asking.
Are we assuming that Rey is Han and Leia's daughter?
No. It's just a Force user, and they can feel it, and they know that connection is there just because of the Force. Because Janie was like, oh, it's Luke's daughter from somebody, and it's like, no. If you look at the original episode 1, 2, and 3, in episode 3,
4, 5, 6, or are we talking 1, 2, and 3?
Prequels.
three.
The prequels.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3. In episode 3, Anakin says, "Oh, we shouldn't be doing this to Padme. Jedi are not supposed to do this. We're supposed to not have the connection, and all that." So if you look at that, Jedis were not having sex and making kids.
But Leia
So
was
we're-
like, Han sticks too good. That game,
I
that
got
game too
that.
strong.
I got that.
Sith game was on point.
I got
Leia was in the
that.
nine.
But if you look at that, where were Force users coming from?
Guess the Rowan Tail Parsecs.
Where were the Jedi finding Force users? They were just being born into the population. Like Janie's example is like Benders in Avatar. They're just born in, and that's it.
Right.
So
Yeah, because once they go to the
There
Jedi
can be strong
Academy,
bloodlines,
very,
but
very little.
right, but the Jedi are going out looking for Force-sensitive babies,
Right.
and being like, "Hey, your little toddler is not just playing with those bricks; he's floating them around. Let
You
me
should probably
take
do
him.
something."
Yeah, let me take him with me."
So when they got back, and I thought that was weird with Rey and Leia, but what was weirder was that Chewie and Leia did not have a moment at all, and a lot of people think it's because Chewie resents Leia because Leia sent Han to go and get their son.
Well, but Chewie wasn't there for that part.
But at the same time, okay, so Chewie owes a life debt to Han, right?
Well, that's in the extended universe.
Is that only extended?
Well, they're bros, that's for sure.
Yeah, they never broke up.
And
they
there's
could
the
be
bro
bros,
code.
But in the extended universe, there's the Han free Chewie from the Empire in Kiyoshar, or whatever they name their planet. And then that's where Chewie owes a life debt to Han. But in the actual movies, there is never anything said about that. They're just partners.
A lot of people think that the old school people are going to be dying off. So we're eventually going to have to see the death of Leia, the death of Luke, and maybe some other people.
Akbar.
Maybe Akbar.
And
I don't know if they would
that
really
little weird
emphasize
guy
it.
that was the co-pilot for the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Maybe C-3PO gets unplugged or something. Oh, but you're done.
Oh, speaking of
red
C-3PO, did you like it when he
Just
walks
pops
in,
in.
and he's like, "Oh, you may not recognize me because of my red arm."
The red arm is, yeah.
Don't they have a backstory for that? They're doing something to explain why he has the red arm, right?
Speaking of that, I now have one of the the new extended universe books that I'm gonna read to figure out.
This is Disney going forward. This is canon.
This is canon. So Disney released, I think, about 4 or 5 teenage books about, the universe that they've extended on, and then 4 or 5 adult novels. So I've read one of them already. It was one of the teenage ones. Target fooled me into
And
buying
by adults, do you mean like going back and talking about how they got Leia into that outfit? Or like adult as in like...
18 and up.
Okay.
Not like
I'm over here
Triple
thinking
X.
like fan fiction.
Not like Triple X. How did Jabba get Leia into that outfit?
Or how did they make Kylo Ren?
Well, but yeah. Oh, and by the way, his name is Ben.
Right. Yes. Right.
Ben
Perfect.
Solo.
Right. Ben Solo. Yeah.
So where did they name him from?
Of course. Obi-Wan. I mean, I thought that was a given, right? Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody.
They should.
We should hope.
Dude, when I saw it at the screening, there was like an audible gasp from like the entire audience. And he was like, he screamed it, right? He was like, Ben!
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, what? His name is Ben.
So I took my brother
Yeah.
today. My daughter watched it. My son watched it. And my daughter kept calling him Ben. I was like, well, do you know where that came from? She goes, no, just Ben. They named him Ben. I was like, no, old Ben, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And she was like, oh, I didn't get that.
Alias.
Right. She was like, I didn't get that. And then in the extended universe, Ben, without the last name, Ben
No Kenobi.
Ben Skywalker is the product of Luke Skywalker. And not Han Solo. Han Solo had Jaden and somebody else. And the twins had the dark side. So they took from the extended universe that Han and Leia's kid would be the dark side. And it was in the novels and all of that.
Interesting. I know we got to wrap up talking about Star Wars because we've been talking about Star Wars for a little over 4
There's nothing
years.
wrong with that. There's
Well,
nothing
okay.
wrong with that.
No, there's not. But if we're trying to
We
keep
have
the
other
show
topics.
about it now,
Yeah,
I know we got other stuff to talk about. But real quick, a couple of the other theories that I've been told from just other people that are familiar with the extended universe is that in episode 8 we might see. Okay, so now that she found Luke, which we haven't really talked about at all because that last shot was amazing.
amazing and
I hope.
odd because they're just standing there looking at each other.
Well, I hope Mark Hamill.
She's
made
like, are you
fucking-
gonna take it? Are you gonna take it?
Okay, yes.
I hope he made bank for not doing.
Well,
anything.
but Harrison Ford made 5 times more than every other actor.
I believe.
And he does.
I believe.
But well, no, I think that's why he made that much money. Because you're not going to have Han Solo as Harrison Ford in any movie anymore.
Right.
I think that's why they paid him more. Seeing the movie.
Oh, actually, I found out that Han Solo is tied to episode 8, so we're probably going to get a lot of flashbacks in episode 8.
Tiebacks may not necessarily be.
They might
stand-in
they
roles.
could have already shot all that stuff, like what
Right.
they're going to use, you know.
Right.
But his name is tied to episode 8. But with that shot, with them just like looking at each other, and it's just like, what the fuck's going on?
Luke and Rey.
Yeah.
I almost
So-
expected Luke to have like a single tear.
Luke was in hiding, so we can assume that now that he's not in hiding, or he's going to start training Rey, that Kylo Ren is going to be able to feel Luke Skywalker's presence, and Kylo Ren's going to come down and kill Luke Skywalker in front of Rey, and that's going to kind of fuel Rey.
Ooh, that's very.
Is Rey gonna be carrying Luke on her back just like Luke did with Yoda? Because I would love to see
There
that.
is
Just,
no try. Do or do not.
I want to see that training session.
Because he felt Han Solo's presence down on a planet, and yet somehow he couldn't tell that he was right fucking behind him when they were in the same room together. But
Okay, let's just admit this right now. The Force is very spotty.
sure, it's like shitty Wi-Fi.
Right. Right, because in every movie they can feel the presence and then not feel them like 6 feet behind them.
Right. But if he can feel Han, then he sure as shit is gonna be able to tell that Luke is back, like on the map, like he fucking popped up, and he's gonna want to do something about that.
Well,
Or
least through whatever
Well,
interaction
Snoke.
he's had with Rey.
Snow would have to have something in it.
Yeah.
The whatever the Chancellor is or whatever for the First Order, he's gonna probably feel it if he's a Force user.
Yeah.
Which
He might not be because that's why
He
he
may
needs
not
Kylo
be.
Ren.
He
And
may
why are you
not
gonna
be.
keep a spoiled brat around?
But he may have like a Sith holocron or something on how to keep developing the dark side, but not be the guy that's doing it. He's like, oh, let me get my cheat notes out. Oh, you need to go and build another lightsaber, you know, kind of like, let me take the notes down, you know. What I'd like to see is Kylo Ren being able to see the Force ghosts for Anakin.
Yeah.
Because Anakin can advise on the dark side and the light side without actually being like, hey, go dark side. He's just like, yeah, I don't know if you want to do dark side stuff because it made me do this, this, and this. And Kylo Ren's like, thanks for the idea, Dad, Grandpa, I'm out, you know.
I like that.
Thanks, Bob.
I hope, because now it was like, okay, he's gonna kill Han Solo, and now he's transitioned all the way to the dark side. There's no more like teeter-tottering on this
Well, that's
line.
what I was wondering. Is that what Snoke was talking about?
I think so.
I keep wanting to call him Snooky.
I get a lot of like Snoke.
Yeah,
Grand Command,
Snape.
Grand
I like
Commander
Snooky. I want to stick with Snooky. Like, I just want to imagine Snooky as her fat
Space
self.
Snape.
I kind of want to say smoke every time. 'cause
Well, either way, he was talking about how Kylo Ren needs to finish his training. Was that maybe his training,
think-
or is there still like
No, there's
we need to
more
kill
because
more people?
there's more
at the end of the movie, he's like, "Bring Ren to me.
Yeah.
It's time to continue his training."
Yeah.
So
but
at that point, he does know that he's killed his father, right?
killing his father just put him all the way on the dark side without any like drawbacks to the
Well, we'll see.
well, but he may be the flawed enemy.
right.
Where
Right.
he's not all the way evil, just part of the time evil.
Yeah.
Kind of like when Jay and Silent Bob and they're at the diner and he's like, I'm gay, but I'm not all the way gay.
Right.
It may be one of those things where it's like, I'm evil, but I'm not all the way evil.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll pet a puppy instead of kill
I
it.
switch.
I hope they come up with a good story as to why Kylo is the way that he is and what happened and why
Daddy
he
issues.
slayed the rest of the people that Luke was training.
The Jedi, the Padawan.
But at the same time, I kind of want him to be like the Joker, and he's evil for no other reason than just wanting to be evil. Like that
Daddy
for
issues.
no
Okay,
reason.
Daddy
I
issues
feel
all
like
the way.
he's gonna try to go that way, but he has that I know I shouldn't be doing this. Like, because so he was talking to the mask of Vader, which means he went to the moon of Endor, dug up the ashes. Because did you see that also?
He had the
He had
ashes
a
with
tray.
it too.
He had a tray of ashes, which is weird because it's like I'm sure those ashes would have blown away unless somebody collected them all up.
You can't read too much into
Well,
this.
no. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not
Stop
angry
picking.
at it. I'm not angry at it.
Right.
But
Just a little confused.
he's talking to the mask, saying, I can feel the light, and I need to push it out. I need to be stronger. And maybe he's not evil in the sense of I'm just pure evil, but I'm evil because I want the power and to be more powerful than...
In this universe, do they not know 30 years later that Darth Vader took down the Emperor to save Luke?
Well, but it's propaganda. It's all about propaganda. Maybe Luke never mentioned what happened, but in the news you have Vader, and
Is this space news?
yeah. You go to the space archive and you look it up, and there's no mention of Anakin Skywalker. It's all just Darth Vader. You know. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's like, Space Google, show me my dad, Anakin Skywalker. And it's like, Space Google's like, Anakin Skywalker is also Darth Vader. You know.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
In case you didn't see the movie.
Yeah. Ben, in case you didn't see the movie, Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader. But think about it. They literally wiped a lot of the records out
Yeah.
for Order 66 and the whole wiping out the Jedi. So there would be no record of Anakin in the sense of other than he is Darth Vader. And so if you did your little history lesson,
So unless you knew that ship before the Jedi side,
You know, we've managed to talk about the new Star Wars for almost an hour, and somehow we didn't even bring up Poe Dameron because Poe is a fucking badass.
my fucking sweetheart.
The best pilot in the galaxy.
Poe was the shit. And at first, it was like, look at this badass, and then we thought he died, and then it was just like, he
comes
pops
back.
up out of nowhere.
Okay,
I kind of want him and Ren.
on the one little part that I have a really big problem with.
Okay.
Poe got thrown out of the TIE fighter, but his jacket stayed behind. Like he got
Maybe
literally,
he took it off to fly.
he got blown out of his jacket.
Maybe he did. You
I
don't know.
mean, I've seen people getting thrown out of their shoes. I've seen that, but to get thrown out of your jacket that you're wearing,
Did he say something about ejecting from it?
yes, he said he was thrown from the crash. Woke up that night, the TIE fighter was gone, Finn was gone, and he had no idea where he was, so he had to go look for a place.
Maybe they'll bring up that
The
maybe he
jacket
was just like
also
it was too.
hung on something.
Right, but still.
Yeah,
He
just, like,
could
sucked
have
him
always
right out.
like, yeah.
Right, but is it like, oh, I'm perfectly okay because I got thrown like 100
'cause-
meters away from the
Because
TIE
remember, the
fighter.
other thing too is that they were on Jakku, it's a desert fucking planet. I mean, he could have just like, fuck, it's hot and tossed it.
Well, but he was in the TIE fighter. I mean, and I know I'm nitpicking. I
Yeah.
know I am
Of course we
nitpicking.
are. We've been nitpicking for the past hour.
But
Of course
that
we're
is
not.
the only thing I have a problem with is Poe, badass, the greatest pilot in the galaxy.
Poe was the shit, and I love the immediate kind of romance between Finn and Poe. It was just like we need to be friends.
Well,
Like, we
okay,
have to
no,
be
it was great because Finn's like, I'm gonna break you out. I'm gonna break you out. I'm gonna break you out. And he's like, Poe's like, but why? Are you the resistance? And he's like, no, but I'm gonna break you out. I'm gonna help you. And it's like, but why?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm gonna break you out. We're gonna take a TIE fighter and you're gonna fly it out. And he goes, oh, you need a
Need a
pilot.
pilot. I need a pilot.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And the
then he
tether.
was like, oh, I've always wanted to fly a TIE fighter.
Oh my God,
That was beautiful.
great. And then the tether on it. It's like, oh,
I got this. I got no. I got this.
You gotta love that look from everyone else that was right there. They were just
They're
like, what the fuck is going on? No way. Man, overall, I'm super. I don't know. I'm still jazzed about it. I would probably give it an 8 or 9 out of 10. I thought it was great. I'm looking forward to episodes 8 and 9. I'm looking forward to Rogue One.
coming out next year.
Rogue One is gonna
Rogue
be.
One's supposed to be in between episode 3 and 4, because it's about the people it's about the crew that goes and steals the plans for the Death Star or the.
Is that what it is?
It's supposed.
I have
it's
not-
supposed to be a lot darker than most of the Star Wars
I've been
canon.
trying to keep myself spoiler free from a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and I magically am doing it. I don't know how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
The Force.
I mean, there isn't much to spoil with Rogue One, really.
No. But I'm in the vein of just staying away from Star Wars. I've been,
Yeah. That's fair.
but I did not see the Batman Superman trailer.
Oh, thank God.
Good for you. Good
no,
for you.
No, it was just by accident.
Close your mouth.
I went into the theater and I was waiting to get popcorn and I was waiting to get a water, which I never do.
Right.
And my brother's like, "Oh, I was like, "We're gonna miss the movie," and he was like, "No, you know what? You might miss the trailer that you don't want to see." And I was like, "Okay." So we walked in the theater. I had earbuds ready to go.
Janie, I don't know if you've seen it, or I know Jimmy watched it last week.
Oh God.
The Batman vs Superman trailer.
We are not talking
The
about it.
newest one. We're not talking
Oh,
about
whoa,
it
what?
because we're not talking about it because it ruins everything. It's the worst trailer ever.
But
like
we're not-
they showed everything in that trailer. And
So you
Paul
might as well
hasn't
just
seen
like not even go in.
I saw
I'm
it,
not going
Jimmy
there.
saw it. I don't know
You
if
don't
Nick
need
saw
to.
it. Nick saw it. Paul hasn't seen it, and we're not allowed to talk about it because Paul doesn't want any of that ruined for him before. I don't know how you're gonna make it to March without.
Hey, I made it a week and a half with Star Wars
Sorry,
already.
March.
And
It's
good
still
on you for
December.
that.
Well, we'll see how selective I can be.
I just think I have so much faith in Zack Snyder, but I think that was one of the worst trailers I have ever seen.
I will guarantee this to all of you. If it gets even a little bit spoiled for me, I will watch the entire trailer, and you can film it.
I'm filming it. We're doing a Paul reaction to that trailer because it's just going to be like the most rage-filled rants that you'll ever see.
I saw the one before where they were
You know what,
introduced
and now
Lex
we get the
Luthor,
rage train.
and I was watching it on my phone screen, which was a little cracked at the time, and it's like this fucking big. So I was just like trying to look at everything, and I swear I thought it was the Riddler, and I was like, wait, what's happening? I have no idea what's going on in this fucking.
We're not getting into spoilers.
No,
Okay.
no, we're not.
Because if we are, I'm going to go take
I'm
a
saying
piss.
that's how
that's-
badly I misinterpreted
right.
everything that I was seeing. I was just like, I couldn't even tell that was Wonder Woman. I was just like, what's going on here?
All right.
But I have not seen this new
But
one.
I successfully did not see that trailer.
Good.
Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
That looks like an exciting,
Okay, I was like, wait, we're not allowed to talk about that? 'Cause I have so
No,
many
we're
things I
gonna
want to say.
we can jump on that.
Next year is going to be this shit. We got Deadpool in February.
Yeah.
Yes. Now,
Batman v Superman in March. I think Civil War comes out in May.
May 6th, I think.
What else?
Thor, I think.
Well, Rogue One is coming out.
Rogue
One.
X-Men Apocalypse
Yeah.
next summer, I think.
Apocalypse. I was super skeptical about Apocalypse.
But the
because
second
of
one that they came
the
out
way that
with?
he looked in that.
The
article
casting.
or whatever.
No,
He looked
no.
like Ivan
Shot
The Ivan Ooze.
the set photo.
Yes, but the trailer looks awesome.
And watching the trailer in the theater, you can see so much more detail.
I bet.
And,
On the big screen, right?
and the
That's like-
apocalypse that they have looked amazing. You could almost see like hieroglyphics written along
He's got
the
a
seams and all that.
uniform and hieroglyphics.
Yes.
Just covering his
And
body.
it was just amazing. And then showing the Four Horsemen, I think it's going to be Psylocke. It's going to be
That sexy,
Magneto,
sexy, nice
Psylocke.
one.
so I like Magneto,
and-
Storm, and I can't remember the last one.
Have you seen
Angel.
the new-
Yeah.
Archangel. It's got to be
But the
Archangel.
new girl with
Because
her
it's going to
face
be
out
when he
there
becomes
and Thor.
Archangel.
I love the new characters that they've
Jubilee.
That
We're
chick,
getting a
such cute
Jubilee.
little Asian
Finally,
baby.
like
I love
a
her.
Jubilee.
Now let's
She's
see
got
where
the
they.
yellow jacket.
Well, yeah. She
She's
looks
supposed to be a minor character though in the movie.
well, but
Look, it's her.
Jubilee in the X-Men universe is essentially a minor character. Her power is ectoplasmic, not ectoplasmic, electro...
Globals.
Yeah,
Fireworks.
That's what
Fireworks.
Sparkles.
It's biological
essentially.
fireworks.
But she's not Dazzler, because Dazzler is just all sparkles.
Last thing on Star Wars before we completely
Oh,
get off.
sorry.
I thought we were off of it.
We're almost off of Star Wars, but we didn't. When nobody mentioned BB-8, and BB-8 was.
He was like my favorite fucking character.
BB-8. I thought BB-8 was gonna be just like a shitty knockoff version of trying to replicate R2D2.
No.
And it was like even though he didn't say a fucking
He surpassed
word,
him.
he
He
had
was,
his
like,
own
so cute.
personality, which I
Like,
liked
he
a
got
lot.
sad when Ray was like, yeah, go north, you'll
And he's
find
like-
a town.
And he was like torn between like who to trust or like who to
Oh, yes,
listen to.
with
for a
Finn
second.
and Ray.
Yeah.
But see, the beautiful thing with his like, okay, like the deal. What really helped with BB-8's design was because he was a ball. It allowed his head to kind of tilt like an actual person's head. So it helped relay a lot of emotion, like his confusion, his sadness.
It wasn't just a bunch of beep beep beep.
And when he would hit the ground, he sounded like a dodgeball, like a kickball.
Wasn't that adorable? Pink. It's like,
And then the only thing I thought was kind of weird, not complaining, it seems like he has a hammer space where he can just pull out anything. And he's even shorter than R2D2. Like he threw out 3,
oh, the
zip
grappling
line.
hooks
Yeah,
to catch
the grip-
himself. He's
yeah.
like,
Oh man.
That was kind of weird. I'm not complaining yet.
Right.
And then
Technology
he has the
has
USB port that you can just drop in the device.
Right. You might have
Paul,
built-in speakers.
Paul,
we don't
one
even-
word, science.
Bluetooth.
Oh no, I'm okay with it.
Oh, the little
The
thumbs up.
the lighter thumbs up
That
was,
cheesy as fuck,
but it was great.
It
It was.
amazing. That was
that
such
was
a Disney.
adorable.
It was such a Disney move.
Yeah.
But it was
Huh?
phenomenal.
Yeah?
I totally ate that.
I was
shit up.
okay with it. Oh, and one last thing that I can remember, Neil deGrasse Tyson came out and said, I have a problem with...
Neil deGrasse Tyson was in there.
No,
Wait, hold up. Out. We leave now. We watch this
He came
again.
out-
Shut
he
down
came
the
out-
science of
He
it.
came out with, he had a problem with some of the science of it. And I have not read his article about why he has a problem with it, but
About the Star Destroyer.
the Star Killer,
Yeah.
right?
He was just fucking up the science.
He had a problem with
He
the
was
Star
just like,
Killer. He had a problem with BB-8's physics in the sand. But
Oh, well, yeah.
Neil deGrasse is a very, very well-known Star Trek guy. He sides hard with them.
Yeah.
He's just hating.
He's
on
no,
it.
he's known
Well,
for
but
it.
Star Trek also tries to get more into the real science of it.
It's probably why he enjoys it
Actually,
more.
Since you guys brought it up, the new trailer for the new Star Trek looks like absolute shit. It looks
Thank you.
so
Can
bad.
I just say something?
Justin Lin's gonna fuck up the franchise.
It looks like
I
Predator.
was trying to do what Paul did. I was trying to stay away from Star Wars spoilers, and I was doing so well until my asshole fucking brother, who is a fucking lifelong Trekkie, ruined it for me.
Yeah?
Yes, just because he's a Trekkie. God damn it.
ruined what?
Like, he sent me a picture saying Han Solo's son kills him.
I
Yes.
saw that.
Yes.
Oh,
And he was just like, ha ha ha,
I
live long.
missed it. I missed all of that.
Okay, that's I saw that on your profile, and I told everyone that was mutual friends with you to stay away from your profile because your friends were going on there and ruined it. Somebody took a fucking screenshot of the moment where Kylo Ren stabs Han Solo, and they made it into like a fucking meme, and it's like Han Solo dies by his son Kylo Ren. And they were posting it everywhere. They were posting it fucking everywhere. Just really mean-spirited about it.
See, this is why I don't understand how I missed all of it.
Just, hey, man.
I did too when I saw the movie.
You missed it? Or you
Yeah,
saw
I
it?
didn't miss
Oh,
that
good.
at all.
But-
I literally saw it the day after we saw the movie. I would have been pissed.
But
And my Trekkie brother, I feel so
Okay.
betrayed.
but
I would have
can-
punched him in the dick.
talking about the
Straight
new
out
Star
punch
Trek
him.
movie,
Yeah.
because just the trailer,
Yeah.
it feels like Predators. The movie Predators, where they're going and snatching everybody and putting them on like a battle world. That's what it feels like.
It's just, again, J.J. Abrams did. I
Oh,
think did a
no,
really he did a good job with the first reboot
okay.
of Star Trek. A lot of people had issues with the second one. I liked it. But this is
Hiding
since-
Khan was the problem.
Since Justin Lin's doing this one, and to give Justin Lin some credit, I have liked what he did with the Fast and Furious franchise. Those movies are ridiculous.
It just
but
seemed
that's why
it
people
seemed
like
like an odd fit
But now
over for
seems
me.
like
It
he's
did.
taking that ridiculousness from Fast and Furious and putting it into Star Trek for no reason whatsoever. Like this was supposed to be about their deep space mission, and we were supposed to see like.
Can you imagine
them
the U.S.
exploring
Enterprise
space.
drifting?
And it feels nothing like.
And instead, it's like an alien that's stronger than everybody. It's just cherry picking people, dropping them on a battle planet, and fight it out to the
Let's
end.
throw some Beastie Boys on in the trailer. For
Right.
Why? Just nostalgia. Because you know what nostalgia worked for Star Wars. Let's throw in some Beastie
okay.
Boys. I don't know how that
And-
relates, but it
and-
works.
What was it? In the first Star Trek movie, when he's driving the convertible,
They were playing Beastie Boys.
that's what it is. That's what it is.
But still.
Because young Kirk.
It was sabotage.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You know how we always say anyone can cut together a good trailer from a bad movie? I feel like good movies can often be cut into bad trailers too. And maybe this is just a bad trailer, but so far it's looking pretty goddamn bleak. in my opinion.
Speaking of trailer cutting,
That's not just bias because you.
I like
Are you
both.
going to talk
Writing
about the trailer? I don't want to hear.
I like
No,
are you
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
Star
no.
Wars and Star Trek?
Yeah.
Like, no, I like both. Hey, no, I gotta say, and this might hurt my nerd card a little bit, but I hated the Star Trek show, all of it. Like, I did not like a single
That's it.
Star Trek
That's
show.
it.
and
I'm outta here.
Paul's left the building, ladies and gentlemen.
You
I
didn't like
didn't
any of the
like
captains?
any of them. I thought they were fucking
Kirk, Picard, none of them?
God, no. I
Not
thought
even
they-
fucking red from Orange is the New
I
Black?
tried.
Okay,
Oh God.
so if you don't like intergalactic law
Bring it down a notch.
or intergalactic trade,
Right, like the episode 1, 2, and 3.
Right, they
Even though
get-
were kids' movies,
they get a
yeah,
little- but-
fuck you, George Lucas.
but no, Gene Roddenberry didn't want Star Trek to be about space wars, Star Wars essentially, and so it was all about peaceful negotiations, rediscovering new,
That's why Picard was my favorite captain, because he was just, and the Patrick Stewart is a very peaceful man. He's actually an advocate for women's rights, for especially abuse, because I think his mother was.
That and Picard had the advantage of being made in the 90s versus Kirk in the 60s, where you could have the disco go-go Star Trek employees walking around in those go-go dresses with the go-go boots, and like O'Hara, you know,
With her
like,
fan dance.
Yes. or even Spock every now and then kind of got freaky weird.
Don't talk shit about Spock.
No, there's nothing bad. We're closing up?
No, we're not closing up. I mean, we're just spitballing around. This is the first.
At this point.
Well, I'm going to use the restroom
All right,
while we're
take-
doing this.
Okay, well, back to trailer cutting. I don't know.
Back to...
Have all of y'all seen by chance that trailer they took a Harry Potter where they cut it over to make it a teen comedy?
Yes.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
Where they recut it, they
I
make it
know,
look
I know
like-
exactly what you're talking about. For a second there, I thought that you were gonna be like good to me and talk about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, but instead you're gonna fucking bring up that goddamn thing.
I'm interested in Fantastic Beasts, but that trailer that you're talking about where they recut it.
It's just an offhand. It was great. It just shows how what good
Have you
editing
seen
can
the meme
do.
of it's like all the characters and they're taking out from Mean Girls when they're talking about Regina George? She punched me in the face once. It was awesome. God damn it.
Uh-oh, you're going Mean Girls. Janie's going Mean Girls. Things are about to get really bad really
No,
soon.
but Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Your friend Ian actually did not like it. He called it Harry Potter and the Search for More Money.
Yeah.
No.
At this point, I mean, that franchise is so big. It's got a fucking theme park. Of course, they're out to make as much money as possible. But if you can continue a story in that universe that has nothing to do with those 8 movies that we were given, then I'm okay with that.
J.K. Rowling is all about continuing the story.
Well, right, but this story has almost nothing to do with Harry and...
Yeah, it's way more.
Because Fantastic Beasts is actually one of the required texts in
I'm also
Hogwarts
talking about
for a class.
The Cursed Child, part 1.
Oh,
That's the thing.
that's coming out
That's
soon.
the thing.
She's working on that from what I'm hearing. Yeah, she announced that she's gonna make another series. It's gonna be Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 1 and 2.
What?
Yes.
Wow, all right.
Little, what is his name? Severus Snape? No.
That was a continuation of the story, but it wasn't going to be a movie.
No, it's a book.
Albus
This one's gonna be a
Snape,
book.
I think is his kid's name, right?
What?
Albus
Severus.
Albus Severus. La la.
So we'll see how that all turns out.
It's fun to pick the Harry Potter universe apart because so much of it makes no fucking sense. But
That's why I'm going to go and have a cigarette right now, so I don't pick it apart. All right, I'll be
Then
back.
just walk away, Paul.
Yes, I'm
walk
walking
away.
I think I'll join Paul.
But Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is actually a textbook that the kids at Hogwarts read. It's a textbook that the kids at Hogwarts read, and now they're just expanding on that. Who this person is? It's Nicholas Flamel, right? Or
Believe so. Oh, what the character playing
Yeah.
the title character? I believe it is Nicholas Flamel. I thought it was interesting because they could have went with a lot of other more known characters for an offshoot story, but they went with something kind of obscure that only real
but that's
hardcore
what I
fans
like.
would
Yeah,
know.
that's what I like.
So when I heard that, they're like, yeah, they're making a Fantastic Beast movie. I was like, wait, what? Like,
And just from the trailer, I know that they're doing it perfect because you have the feeling of being in the Harry Potter universe. It's not the same time. It's years, decades, centuries actually.
it's like
before.
1920s New York, if I
Yeah.
remember right. The story is gonna go that he loses a couple of them in New York and they're loose. They did a little bit of bios on the monsters he's gonna have with him. Some of them are really fucking bad. One he keeps is almost like his little sidekick. Supposedly, it's this little thing that's supposed to just kind of follow him around. And he's supposed to have lost like 3 or 4 of them in
So
New
the
York,
whole movie
and they're
is just him trying to catch those
yeah,
creatures
it's
while
magic
he's writing
creatures
in
running
his
rampant
diary.
in New York, and everybody panicking. Colin Farrell's supposed to be in the movie as well. We'll see.
Well, who's the main actor? The guy who's playing supposedly, I think it's Nicholas Flamel.
I believe it's Nick Flamel. I'd have to double check on that.
Because I think he's the guy who has the Sorcerer's Stone, or he's the one that created the Sorcerer's Stone, the Philosopher's Stone.
Which they might go into that after.
I
They might
really
use
hope
it
they
to go
will.
in.
Yes, I was
That's-
wondering who
yeah.
that actor was. I've seen his face. I know I've seen his face somewhere. I just can't recall. What's his name?
So you Google. You gotta love
I
technology
know his
nowadays.
face. Yeah,
you gotta
I
love
know his
technology
face, and
nowadays.
I've seen him in other movies, and it's like you're perfect. I don't know this person yet. I've never read up because it's a completely new series.
But you're
that she's
perfect
doing,
for that character.
But you're perfect already. just that actor, and he's a British actor too.
Have you know, a lot? They're going heavily with British actors for a lot of good shit nowadays. I mean, almost all of
Back to Star Wars,
I think-
Daisy,
oh God,
and the gentleman
Daisy
with
Ridley,
John
John Boyega,
He's also British.
Is his name
Eddie Redmayne.
Oh, he's an established actor.
He's
Are
the
we
main.
still talking about the Harry Potter thing?
She wanted to know who the character was, the main character for
Oh.
the upcoming offshoot
And
movie.
he's done some very dramatic things, and he's just so perfect.
But I've noticed they've gone really heavy with like British actors for most stuff nowadays. Like you're saying, John Boyega and Daisy were both British. I think the guy who played Poe Dameron, I think he's Hispanic though, from what I heard.
Which is awesome.
Which was good.
In Spanish.
Latino community, foot.
Hey, Nick gave me his topic. I think it's a great topic.
All right.
Well, since Nick has returned to the group table.
Transition to a new topic. What you guys know?
Sure thing. Aside from geeking out on pop culture, a while back I heard about the possibility of Sacha Baron Cohen portraying Freddie Mercury in a biopic in a
Yes,
couple of
and
years.
that's perfect.
That
That
keeps
is
getting
fucking
stalled.
perfect.
It keeps getting stalled. I want that to be a
Just-
thing so bad.
Curious what everyone's thoughts on that would be.
Nobody else. I mean,
I
I'm
can't
talking
imagine
about, like, the
anyone
perfect
else.
Casting like Iron Man or Robert Downey Jr. is
Iron Man. It's
what's another one that's like this person is this
Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow.
Yes, Johnny Depp. is Jack
Daniel
Where they
Sparrow.
Radcliffe,
actually
Harry
become-
Sacha
Potter,
Baron
Cohen as
was
Freddie
born to
Mercury.
play Freddie Mercury.
He's got the charisma. You know he's not afraid to do the gay scenes.
Yeah.
And,
I mean-
and this is why I said this is exciting. I think he can do the dramatic role, but he's been doing the comedic role.
Yeah.
But he
Sacha Baron Cohen is not all Ali G. He is very serious.
Right.
He's a very serious actor.
right,
Yeah.
and give him something serious like this. I think he could pull it off amazingly.
He could, because I mean, he's gonna need the
What?
drama to play Freddie Mercury personally, but he's also gonna need the
over the
charisma
top,
to
yeah.
play the the on-screen, the performance parts where they have him,
over the top,
singing stuff. He's gonna need to be both of those, and he's be perfect for it. He's,
Yeah.
I think, first of all, I am super jealous of Sacha Baron Cohen because he is married to that hot, what is her name?
Isla Fisher? No, they were dating.
Isla Fisher.
Isla Fisher.
Isla
The
Fisher.
redhead?
Yes.
Yes.
Was he
Yeah.
married?
Lois Lane, right?
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were dating.
And Wedding
in that
Crashers.
movie.
Oh, yeah, and
They
Wedding
had
Crashers.
kids.
Yeah, dude, and everything. Goddamn Napoleon Dynamite
That
Drake
would
crossover
be
looking
awesome
motherfucker.
because if anyone
bastard.
deserves a biopic,
It's Freddie Mercury.
And you need
This
a
is something that's been in the
dynamic
talks for like 5 or 6 years now, and
I don't. Is it one of
it
the
keeps getting
things-
stalled out.
Is it because of whoever owns the rights doesn't want it to happen?
Part of it's been the band, living band members, and other parts have been family, from what I've heard,
And probably a lot of
And-
Sacha Baron Cohen.
and the same reason, like it's all he's known for his comedy and not anything serious, so that's why people are skeptical about
okay,
it.
so yeah, I've seen very few of Sacha Baron Cohen's serious stuff, but I remember when he was in Sweeney Todd, and he wasn't necessarily
that
a
elixir?
funny character in Sweeney Todd.
So I think this, if they make it, this could be his like Forrest Gump kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like this would be proving grounds for Sacha Baron Cohen to really be like, I am more than just like
The comedic.
A lot of
actor.
people thought that Jim Carrey was nothing but, Ace Ventura and comedy and shit. But he ended up blowing people's fucking minds with Eternal Sunshine. That movie was beautiful. That
Okay,
he moved me.
okay, but he's never done anything more than that afterwards. He didn't continue with it. Tom Hanks,
Jim Carrey.
yeah, Jim Carrey.
I mean, the closest
Jim
dramatic
Carrey
after
took
was
a lot
the
of
number
risks.
23 was his extra dramatic.
Mr. Popper's Penguins was one of those
Number
risks.
23,
Man on the Moon was
Man on the
great.
Moon,
Man on the Moon.
Man on
was
the Moon.
great.
The Truman
But-
Show.
Truman Show was great.
He's had
Another
a few
serious role.
You know what
more serious
sucked?
roles,
The
but
number
not a whole lot.
23. My God, I was so hyped for that movie. I was like way into conspiracy
what-
theories, and I
what-
was like, yo, the number 23, where he kind of just like, you haven't even heard of the number 23?
What the fuck is that?
It's his character like obsesses about numbers and thinks that everything can be broken down to equal the number 23. That something there's a secret code to like the number 23 that like It's like 9/11/2001, like 9 plus 11 plus 2 plus it equals 23, and it was like what? Like
And his social security, his phone number, his address.
Like, it's crazy.
All of it adds up to the number 23.
Essentially,
Don't blame Jim Carrey. Who was the
two-thirds.
writer?
It's all because of a book he finds, some journal or something that his wife gets him or whatever, and he completely obsesses over it, goes off the deep end, and then finds out he wrote the book after he was in an insane asylum.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
see,
do
I
you mean the
didn't even see that
prequel or
movie.
the one that they're doing Jim
The
Carrey
prequel
as?
was bad all on its own. The sequel, that was
Harry
Dumb and
Lloyd?
Dumber 2, that sucked so bad that it made the prequel look really good.
And you know what? I had heard that they were gonna do Dumb and Dumber 2, but I never heard anything after that, so I just assumed that
So
maybe it was
disappointed
canceled.
because I hold
It did come out.
it came out. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was
It's
canceled.
it's already like on
I thought-
TV. You can see it on TV.
Dumb
and
and
shit.
Dumber 1 up to one of the funniest, if not the funniest comedies of all time. Like that movie has so many dumb jokes in it that just make me laugh every fucking time.
Hey, you want to hear the most annoying noise in the world?
That was ad lib too. That's
Okay.
the best part about that.
Jim Carrey.
Dumb and Dumber 2 got so bad a press that the first trailer that came out, they did not CG anything. And Jim Carrey literally looks, he's aged, he's wrinkled up. And the first thing that everybody said is Jim Carrey looks so old. So they pulled the trailer, CG'd out all the wrinkles off of Jim Carrey, and then put it back out in the world. And it just
For us to judge a second time.
to not judge because they correct like I'm sure Jim Carrey was like yelling at his publicist, people are saying I look so old, what's going on, fix it, fix it, fix it. And it's like, okay, and they call him up and they fix it.
That's like when Bruce Willis insisted that when he was really self-conscious about balding, and they, in at least one movie, he made them digitally put hair on his bald spots. That just made the budget on that, or made the cost of that movie go up and up and up, just because they were trying to CG his fucking hair.
Was that gangster movie?
Look, guys, Bruce Willis is a little self-conscious. Let's just all do him a favor. Let's put some animated hair on his head.
No, I was okay with when Bruce Willis owned that and just shaved his head
Yeah, yes.
and just owned it. But Jim Carrey is not owning the fact that he looks old.
Quick poll, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I say yes.
Oh my God.
Sure, why not?
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes. okay. Is Gremlins?
Hold on. Let me
You're
give.
entitled to
Let me
your
give a
wrong
good example.
opinion,
Well, okay, not just the first one, the second one also.
is the second one Christmas?
Yes, they're flying to Washington.
Jimmy, do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
Of course, all the way through. But who would think differently?
And-
People who are wrong.
And
I'm trying to think of a good example, just because there's. What are you doing?
Don't need that kind of negativity in life.
Die Hard 2 was also during Christmas. He flew into Washington and he was going to pick up Holly again. That's why she was on the plane.
That's just oddly coincidental. And speaking of oddly coincidental, if Independence Day 2 takes place on Independence Day again, like literally on July 4th,
It will.
I will walk out of the fucking theater. No, they didn't do that on purpose. Or did they do that on purpose?
And who are they casting for that again?
Oh, it's Jeff Goldblum and
Bill Pullman.
No Will Smith.
But, okay.
New one?
Is there a new guy?
Yes. Hold on. Google.
Yeah, there's
Let
a
me
new
Google.
black guy. But was that Vivica Fox on the running up to the top of the building, reaching for the helicopter while everything's being blown away? Because it looked like it. And it was like, are you telling me that a stripper is now a scientist in a lab coat?
She had a life change around, man. You don't know. Don't judge people.
Right. Well, I don't
Put
know.
herself through school. Leave her alone.
Yeah, possibly, but it looked like it was Vivica Fox running up on top of the building. And it's like, that's one of your old characters, but why are you leaving that behind, you know? And how did she become a scientist? And is the world okay with a scientist that was a stripper?
You know, when you have a traumatic experience like that, you just start reevaluating your life, and you're like, maybe I should go to school and become a scientist.
Speaking of strippers, I think Well, Jimmy, what was your topic that you wanted to bring up? Something about midgets and strippers or something like that. I believe there were midgets involved.
The little hot midget from last night.
Yes, the hot midgets.
Let's
Carry
forget
on.
about
Okay.
the nerding and remember
nerdy-
that we are in a bar.
Yeah.
Okay,
Of course we're in a bar.
So, just to keep everybody updated, whoever happens to hear this podcast, a while back, this rather hot stripper came into the bar, which we all unanimously agreed that if we had the chance, we would probably spend the night with her.
We're not sure if she's a stripper, but she
Yeah, I
was
was gonna
definitely
say
a
I
midget.
didn't know she was a stripper.
She was definitely a midget.
From what I saw last night, there's an 80% chance she is most likely a
Is she
stripper.
wearing 6-inch clear heels?
Yes, and you can see the rest of the stuff in the back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
She
then
might
I'm
just be a
sold.
go-go
I
dancer.
didn't know what I told you
What
that.
caught us off guard was that it was a very attractive midget, and that's not a derogatory statement towards midgets.
Well, let's say a
but
little person.
Are they all
most of
supposed
them
to look like
Vern
trolls?
Troyer, and this one actually looks
Oh,
pretty.
My bad.
don't spit on me.
This one was actually very attractive. This looked like a very small hot girl.
She's proportional.
It was like a Victoria's Secret model, just shrunk down.
Just,
Yeah,
just
she's proportional.
Now, initially, I did not recognize that it was her, because she was sitting in her brother's car right next to it. When I got over there, it's like, we can't get in the car. We blocked the keys in.
Oh, okay.
That
so
earlier, yeah. So helped them out, got the car open, and then she hopped out, and that's when I noticed she went short really fast when she stepped out. And that's when I recognized that, hey, look, it's the midget that normally comes here, who's really hot. That's when I also happened to catch a glimpse of the stuff in her car that gave me some signs that she may or may not be a stripper.
Maybe she's just fabulous.
she could be super sexual.
And I have no problem with either of those possibilities at this point.
Great.
On the topic of attractive midgets, if given an opportunity, would you do a midget?
Yes. It's on my checklist. I'm looking right now.
I think
It's
that
on the
might be on
checklist.
everyone's shit. Do you have a place on your checklist for midgets?
Wasn't even a possibility until now. I didn't even think about it.
Now it is. Now it's on their checklist.
I actually, and this is gonna sound really stupid coming from someone who is 4'11", I have a fear of midgets. Is that weird? Is that bad? Fuck
Like,
you.
genuine, like an actual, like
They make me
scare you?
uncomfortable, and I don't want to feel bad for saying that. So don't judge me.
No.
This is a
It makes me
judge-free
uncomfortable.
zone.
Their
Yeah,
hands
no,
are
no,
like
no.
this big. They're like they smell like cabbage.
Well, there goes our midget demographic.
There we go.
Thanks, James.
I'm
we go.
4'11". I'm just 2 inches above what
You're like,
is
okay,
supposed
you're
to
like
be.
3 inches above a
Oh,
midget.
3, okay.
Yeah.
It's like
Would
4.
you-
4'9", 4'8", depending on
Wait,
the
a
doctor.
midget guy or a midget girl?
A midget guy.
A midget
Or
guy
girl.
is-
Or girl. Let's
Like,
not
would you-
discriminate.
Whatever your preference at
Let's
that
not
moment.
discriminate.
Yeah,
A midget girl.
Or a guy.
yeah. But someone the
A
size
midget
of
girl,
Vern
maybe,
Troyer.
yes. A midget girl, yes. A
Vern
midget
Troyer
guy
might
would
go
just
to
be
the
like
example
kind of
of
weird.
midget, by the way.
'Cause it would just, I wouldn't know if
Not
I'm supposed to
dinklage?
get on top or if he's supposed to get on top. And if
tall.
he's on top, do I squat down?
Oh, okay.
Like, how is this
So
going to
then,
work?
If we're gonna challenge this, you're talking a 300 pound. Sorry.
Whoa!
Sorry, I've been drinking a little bit.
I don't want that
A
in me,
300
please.
pound, 6'7", let's say 7'1" guy. Would you be like down?
Wait, what?
A 7 foot guy,
Just going the opposite.
300. Yeah, go
No.
in the extreme.
Do a really big
Now, are you gonna
No.
go with a giant?
Because then it would be like, well, do you really want a 300 pound guy getting ready
On
to
top
like,
of me?
yeah,
No, I don't. I don't at all.
letting all his weight go while he's like trying to like.
Because once again, it's like I don't want him on top of me, so do I get on top of him? And if I do, am I pushing things up, trying to get like on, getting
yeah,
myself
like
settled?
let's pick that gut up real quick, you know.
I think it really just comes down to dick size.
Okay, so whoa, okay, well that,
And there it is. There's the essence of
there it is, there it is.
any. I guess if you're a midget, if you're a big guy,
It doesn't
if
matter.
you're
as long as
a
your
guy.
dick game is on point.
That's all that matters. Would I be okay with someone who's like 3 feet with like 8-inch penis? That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
That would just
3
be.
foot 8-inch penis. If that dude got a boner, he would pass out.
There's not enough blood in his body.
It's like you like this, baby? Yeah,
It just falls forward.
I'm 3 foot tall, but I got this
know
8-inch
what's-
penis.
I don't recommend Googling it, but I'm going to tell every single one of you about it. Vern Troyer has a sex tape online.
Oh
That's
my
a-
God, no.
That's a thing. That's a thing that
I forgot about this.
Curiosity killed the cat.
I
for
tried
me.
to black this out of my
Curiosity
head.
killed the cat. Curiosity put a
watched
damn
it.
noose around the cat and dragged it around the yard.
I was just like, oh, this is a thing. I have to see this now. And
Are you
I wish
serious?
I hadn't
Why
seen
would
it.
you?
Is it a normal sized girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's his penis?
It's very weird. Okay, first of all, I'm pretty sure you don't ever actually see.
No, you don't
Vern
really
Troyer's
see
penis.
his.
Well, the weirdest part about it is that you constantly hear that little midget voice, but thrusting and doing sexy stuff.
And you see him. And you see him mount. You see him mount her doggy style.
Where that's the weirdest thing.
That's I can't. It would be like a chihuahua trying to mount his
Oh,
horses.
yeah.
Like she's laying down on the bed, it's completely flat, and I think maybe her legs are just kind of up, and he is legitimately standing the fuck up, and just like.
Wah. And then when they go doggy style, he's literally standing up right behind her. You don't see his penis, but you
I
see
need to
him.
Google this.
You see
I'm
him.
not googling this right now.
I need to. I'm not saying you. Me and my free
But
time.
you see him.
Wait till I have something to show you whenever this is done. But we found a live action Nightmare Before Christmas porn.
Oh, she wasn't here to see that.
I've already seen the Pokemon one. I've seen Sponge Knob, Slurp Nuts.
I don't know
I've
if it went
seen.
out of sleep or what.
I've seen a bunch of them. I've seen the Simpsons one. Why did they paint their? Yeah, they painted their skin.
No.
The Family Guy one.
The Jack Skellington in this one, man, this guy.
They sing songs.
They sing
Yes!
everything.
They put their own porn words in to songs like "What's This,"
Dude, it's great.
and the actual songs from Nightmare Before Christmas.
What's this? What's this? You're sucking on my cock. What's this? What's this?
Yeah.
Spot on, pretty close to what happened. We went into that.
This is my dick. It's
We're
you.
about an hour and a half in.
I think we're good.
It's almost time for last call.
Did
anyway.
you? Oh, you brought your topic up. You brought yours. Did you have a topic?
I didn't. I'm sorry. I actually.
You came into this
my
with
topic
nothing.
Was what I started it off with was
That Paul finally saw Star Wars?
no was whether or not we wanted to go public personas, aliases.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that was a
and
good
how
one.
we wanted to treat the podcast from here on in.
All right, so let's recap.
Right.
Your topic, we're doing real names.
Real names.
Real names.
Why
Your
not?
topic,
And the new name of the
hot
show
midgets,
is Last
strippers.
Call, by
Right.
the way, which bravo.
Because
Right.
you wanted to do bar-related stuff, and what were your other
Okay,
ideas
so,
before that?
Phil,
Yeah.
we're using real names.
Yeah. Oh, are we doing outros or something?
Yeah, I'm kind of
Okay,
wrapping
yeah.
it up.
Kinda getting
Nick, let's get a vote from everybody. Sacha Baron Cohen as Freddie Mercury.
I'm
Phil,
100% for that. Yes.
Yes.
Nick,
I'm a bit skeptical, but yeah.
Janie,
Yes.
needs to happen.
All my
There,
yes.
yes, much
Jimmy,
yes on that,
and
man.
I will say yes.
Everyone's rating on Star Wars, just out of 10.
Right.
Just out of 10. I would again give it an 8 or a 9 out of 10. and
I'd
I'm
give it a
looking
66.
I'm looking forward
Out of-
to whatever the franchise has in store for us. I'm
Right.
super pumped.
That's good. Nick,
Solid 8.
solid 8.
Yeah.
You looking forward to the next movies?
I am. I'm hoping they're not complete nostalgia fest.
Right.
Like this
Oh.
one, if they can build off of it, then I'd be happy with that.
That's a good
If
point.
not, it's going to be disappointing.
It needs to not be beat for beat like Empire, but I do hope we end on a really dark note like Empire did, just not full-fledged nostalgia.
Good
like
point.
you said.
Good point.
I think it's okay that they're alluding to it. I love that actually, that it was so similar to A New Hope. What's wrong with that?
Jimmy,
I'm giving it an 8.5, solid. I really enjoyed it, but when I really think about it, it's 8.5 is where I'm staying.
I will give it a 9.
Like a hard 9 or something?
A very hard 9.
Hard 9.
A hard 9. Like all the way in. And a hard 9. But I nitpick the movie, but I love it. I'm only nitpicking because we love it, and people want to hear my idea of what's wrong or what's going on. But I love the movie. It's a great movie. And I think it's going to be, as long as 12. As long as they can keep up this, J.J. Abrams, and his writing staff of 2 other people, keep going with like the New Hope, Rey's having her hero awakens, Kylo Ren having his hero fallen, storyline in conjunction all the way through. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah, here forward, it's new directors. It's not J.J. Abrams, and I really hope that everyone does a really good job going forward.
Right, but don't half-ass the stories that were started.
Right. I agree.
If they shortcut the
You're
stories,
gonna start it, you better finish it.
right? If they shortcut the stories, we're gonna stop liking them. George Lucas started out great with New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Kind of was a good end to it. When he went with Episode 1, Phantom Menace, and then after that it was like, yeah, he was just doing for the money. Let's hope that Disney, which seems to be good, will continue with an actual story instead of just crap.
Yeah, I hope we get
Episode
answers.
9, Michael Bay.
Oh, man.
Explosions everywhere.
Okay, if that happens,
Paul's gonna slit his fucking
I
And nail the
maybe
wall.
not.
Unless it's 2 hours of just
But I
fighting.
I did boycott Transformers after Dark Side of the Moon.
I'm not
And-
sure if I'm gonna catch the next 2, apparently.
See, and that's a strong statement from you,
Yeah.
a true Transformer fan, Nick.
I'm just disappointed with Mr. Bay.
We will absolutely be talking about
And Mr.
Transformers.
Spielberg and his views on the comic book industry, which I don't know if you guys know about those, but we'll bring that
Oh,
up next week.
well, okay, we'll talk about it.
It's subject for
That's
next
a
week.
great topic for next week.
Do we want to do outros with like Twitter profiles?
Let's
if you're
do
on
an
Twitter?
outro right now.
Alright.
As the last call, we do a shot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to make the shot for us? Since Bianca's a little busy?
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
What do
Who
you
wants to
got?
get the inaugural shot down?
Anything other than gin or cinnamon schnapps.
Okay, so can I suggest Joker Bomb?
Joker bombs. Yes.
It's a signature shot here.
Yes, it is.
Let's start with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get them.
All right.
Yeah.
Unless Bianca can do it.
She seems a little busy at the time.
And we already had Phil's input. He said yes. Midget strippers. Would you guys fuck them? I say yes for a girl. For a guy, maybe. It depends on if he's
I would say
proportional.
yes.
I
down.
would say yes. The other
That
one
one
from last night, definitely. I mean, we've all voted on that one a while back. We were all unanimous on that one.
Well, but it's nice to hear it out loud with everybody here.
It really is. It really is.
Let's just all admit it.
Like I said, I didn't know. She just asked. She's like, "Are you here around?" I'm a regular here. She goes, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll see you around next time I come. Do you want anything?" I'm like, "No, don't even worry
Oh,
about
I
it."
didn't know that story. I just
It was an offhand conversation at the end.
Nice.
They were leaving, so getting in
maybe
good.
you might have a good word with.
I may at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't unlock a car with a piece of fishing line.
Fingers crossed.
Wait.
Fingers crossed. I got my fingers crossed.
No.
Jimmy.
Even though my buddy saw it, they were more in all the fact that I opened her door with a fishing line than the fact that she was a
yeah.
hot
Kudos on
stripper.
that. Kudos on that.
What?
You didn't.
So
Oh,
the car was locked,
the car was locked.
and you
He's like
opened it
fucking
with
MacGyver.
fishing line.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was gonna say MacGyver. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Jimmy?
Jamie.
Richard Dean
McJimmy.
No, for the MacGyver reference.
Yeah, MacGyver, McJimmy.
But so, how did you open a car door with fishing line?
Should we really be discussing this on? Oh, whatever. Okay.
Generalizations. Don't give the exact way of doing it.
While we're at it, let's just talk about lock picking too.
No. Generalizations. Don't say exactly how you did it, because we're not giving out that. But how the fuck did you get fishing line in the door to open it?
It's thinner than a bar.
Well, yes. Oh, it is last call.
Well, what do you know? I mean, obviously, I can't go into details in
It
case
is last call.
in case anybody tries to recreate this. But
I tried to get that shot before last call, and
That's something off air.
I can't really say, but it's a lot more efficient than using a bar. It only works on certain doors.
well,
so
then we're gonna talk about it after we
this,
turn this off.
I let you know because, like I said, my friends just saw a fully figured hot midget stripper last night, and they were more shocked by the fact that they saw me open the door with a fishing line.
Like, who cares about the midget
Right, like,
strippers?
screw
What the
that
fuck?
midget.
Even Paul's amazed. He stopped
I don't
caring
think I've
about
ever
the
seen
midget.
Paul
He's just
so
like, wait,
struck.
wait,
Like,
wait,
I was
wait,
like,
what?
what?
Fishing line?
What? Fishing line?
Teach me your ways.
Yes.
It's
Obi-Wan Jiminy.
Owen-One Jiminy.
Leave them to me.
Great, now we're crossing over Star Wars with Jiminy Cricket. Thanks. Now we have a full Disney crossover reference.
It's
Now
gonna happen one
that's
day.
my Halloween costume for next year.
Hey, the shots are here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are
Here we go.
closing out the
Cutting
end of
this.
this.
Everyone get a shot and a glass of Red Bull.
Bianca, can I get another beer?
Now,
I don't want to spill any of this. Beautiful shots, by the way.
I'll wait.
I see why
Okay,
they're
now-
called Joker shots.
for everybody listening in on this, give an idea what's in this Joker bomb.
Oh, Phil, describe the shot.
Yes,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you-
yeah.
This beautiful, beautiful.
It's we came up with the shot, me, Paul, and Samantha when we were having our Batman party for your birthday.
My 30th birthday,
Yeah,
Batman birthday party.
and we were trying to come up with something that was just like the Joker color scheme with the red and the green, and we were having a big fucking problem with it. And then
We were trying to make it a shot,
yeah,
and then it was like,
and then we came
Drop
up with this
shot.
drop shot that's very similar to like a Vegas bomb or something, but the shot glass has Midori, banana, and grenadine in it.
you know,
and
we'll put the recipe on the.
yeah.
All right,
for sure.
we can do that.
All right.
All right.
Cheers,
Shot.
guys.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
So last call.
Yeah. it's a
Last call.
Last call. Oh. And with that, good night, Internet.
Stay classy, San Antonio.
Bam. All right, we're recording and the stopwatch is running. So this is gonna be like the pilot episode for the podcast. I'm thinking that so before we get into it, this would be a great discussion for the pilot. I think that do we want to? Because right, obviously, there's no fame behind this. We're not expecting anyone to actually listen to this. But if people do listen to this, are we going to use our real names, real personas, like real social media stuff, or do we want to have like aliases for the podcast?
I mean, I have like gamer tags are usually our aliases already.
But a gamer tag could easily be traced back to who you really are anyway.
But yeah, I'm not gonna hide that much either. You know?
I'm just saying, because it's just the rule that once it's on the internet, it's on the internet, and if an employer or a future employer, my corporate office doesn't really give a shit anyway.
Bill, Paul, Jimmy, Dick.
As long as I'm not saying anything racist or homophobic.
Oh, we're gonna get real racist, and real homophobic.
Gonna make a nice backlight something to blush. You know you're gonna like that.
So-
act like you don't
I
like
almost went
that.
straight. You're saying names already. Look at that.
Because
I almost went straight for a completely racist comment right off the bat.
Yeah, she kinda
I'm
really
okay with gamer tags. Does everyone have gamer tags? Do you don't have a gamer tag?
Do you have a name that you go by?
My name.
That works.
Well, there's a lot of that.
I just
That works
don't
too.
use my last name a lot of times.
No, because like my gamer tag is Malchon,
Crazy monkey or some shit like that. Bad monkey. Yeah.
but I could just shorten it to Mal or Mal.
No. It's 2015 and you're not supposed to say this word, but that sounds super gay.
Sir, I'm offended. Take that out.
I won't even bleep that out. I don't even care.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure out names.
Pew! Well, I'm gonna add a soundboard so I can just like actual radio DJ just be like bow, just like random sounds and shit all the
Until
time.
then, just make the noises yourself.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Sound effects.
Well, but if we're gonna do that
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
then we can go by real names, you know, gamer tags if we want, just to later if we want to follow up, like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
catch us on PSN.
I'm okay with
something like that.
I'm okay with real names. With that said, we need to get introductions out of the way so we can start talking about shit. What are we gonna call this? Last call.
I'm thinking last call.
Last call kind of works.
I'm down with last call.
Last call kind of works. I'm Philip Bracco.
I'm Paul Adami.
This is your mom's boyfriend, Nick Stone.
Yeah, this is Jimmy Salazar.
Bam, there it is. All right, we've been waiting for you to see Star Wars, so I'm going to let you kick it off. I'm going to pass the mic a little bit closer to you. Don't get too up on it.
Yeah, like
but-
my girlfriend.
Only likes you
All
as a
right.
friend.
Like my
Wait,
girlfriend.
have you seen Star Wars, Janie?
I have, and we were talking about
Okay,
it.
good, because we don't want to ruin anything.
Right, right.
So,
Thank you for being considerate.
yeah,
Thank you.
well, that's why we haven't talked about it with Paul so
Right.
far. So what did you think
so
about
this
the movie?
week's topic, the big topic, Paul finally saw Star Wars.
Fucking finally, man. And you managed to avoid spoilers all the way up until right now.
For about a week now.
Yeah.
It has been a triumphant success of avoiding spoilers.
Well, yeah, let's talk about him.
I don't feel that he was a badass bad guy.
I do.
I mean, he was a great bad guy.
Yeah.
But
As soon as he took his mask off, he became an angsty little bitch, though.
Right.
But that's, I think it's a big part of his character development.
it's a great establishment for a character, but it doesn't necessarily make him a badass bad guy.
To me, I think he's so badass only because he's so unpredictable because he can't control his anger. And I feel like Kylo Ren is everything that young Anakin Skywalker should have been. Because with young Anakin, it was just like, we see this little fuck as a little kid, and he's all yippee and all the other dumb shit they made him say, and he's pod racing, and then in the second one, it's Hayden Christensen, and he's just like, sometimes he's like totally like chill, and then sometimes he's kind of mad, but then all of a sudden it was just like, let's flip the switch, and now you're evil. Like, we didn't get any of the...
Kids with your lightsaber.
Right, yeah.
That was great. That was just great when he would go off, like he took out that console.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Yes.
out of nowhere.
Like,
He's
it's
just
like
so
anything
mad.
else.
He was just like destroying the console.
Yeah, it's like,
And those
is
two
there anything
stormtroopers
else?
that
They're just like, nope.
Where he taps the other guy like, hey, no.
they're like, fuck this. No.
We'll patrol the other side of the building.
Here's another thing I did like about Kylo. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but he's very at ends with Hux throughout the whole movie. He's not directly in the First Order. As opposed to, as when Darth Vader was, he was still a rank and file member of the Imperial. He was still pretty high, but he still like answered over to somebody and was still kind of working over with it. Kylo and Hux, for the most part, are just always fighting with each other.
Well, but
Yeah.
in A New Hope, Grand Moff Tarkin and Vader were essentially on the same level. And to the point where Grand Moff Tarkin could be like, Vader, let go of him. And Darth Vader would bitch out all of a sudden and be like, all right, I'll put him down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Vader for Moff Tarkin, he'd be like, okay, you know, for the sake of the whole plan. Kylo doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Kylo seems like the guy, if he gets really too pissed off,
Because he's impulsive.
he's in.
obviously. I mean, he's like
Yeah.
Well, but that's, I think that's part of his character is to be
unpredictable.
an auxiliary to the Imperial forces, not I'm in the rank and file. Like Vader was outside of it, but
He was
inside
still
of it.
in within the order,
In a way.
Yeah.
as opposed to Kylo. He's just
But they have
But Snoke needs him. That's why he's even there.
exactly.
He needs his power. That's why he's even there. That's why he's putting up with him. He's like, all right, I'm gonna let you go this bitch bit and destroy my shit.
Oh,
man."
did everybody else have a sigh of relief when we realized that Snoke was just a hologram instead of a giant fucking alien? Like, that would have been so whack. Like, I'm sorry. That would have been terrible.
I think they
That
did
would have been
just,
terrible.
I think just to mess with people.
I hope.
I think
He's
just,
gonna be
just
like
throw
Darth
you
Sidious,
off.
just like this old wrinkled man.
Well, I hope Snoke is actually only like, he's like an evil Yoda. He's like 2 feet tall, and his hologram was like fucking giant, like for no reason.
well, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
No, I think that was a good thing. J.J. Abrams likes to put those kind of little things in where you think you're looking at one thing, and then you find out it's a hologram, and it's like, oh, good. I thought
Thank God.
there was a 60-foot guy
But
in the room.
okay, so you might know more about this just because I don't know anything about the extended universe. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Never really looked into the extended universe though. But some of the stuff that I'm reading is that a lot of people think that Snoke is going to be Darth Plagueis from the extended universe.
Now, yeah, reading the extended universe, I seem to remember that there was somebody by the name like Snoke that was running one of the factions of the Empire. So in the books, not after Return of the Jedi, because Plagueis does this whole force take my soul to a clone of me in a different part of the galaxy and start over and start over and start over again, like 15 times kind of thing. Once he's dead all the way,
Right.
like there's no reviving him anymore.
Right.
The Empire splinters.
Right.
And at that point, one of them is run by a guy, I think that was going by the same name as Snoke. Humanoid, blue skin, that kind of thing. So I think they might have borrowed from that character to make this guy.
Where's Darth Jar Jar?
No, that can't happen.
That's what I
No.
was expecting. And that
Ultimate
last
evil
one,
right
that's
there,
what I was
Jar
expecting.
Jar.
Instead of actually going to be,
I keep. Oh God, no! I kept reading that. I read that that J.J. Abrams wanted to just do like one shot and with subtlety put like Jar Jar Binks' bones somewhere, just like very obviously like that's a dead Jar Jar Binks, like, but it would have just stood out as like just fan service for no reason. Oh yeah, I'm 100% okay with like his race no longer existing.
Oh no, I don't know if y'all heard during the filming that J.J. Abrams was saying he was planning to unceremoniously deal with the Jar Jar situation.
So what you could have done as fan service, when they're blowing up the planet that has the Republic, Jar Jar Binks is in the background going, "Misa scared."
I would have walked the fuck out. I would have walked the fuck out. No way.
You're not doing this to me again.
No, absolutely not.
And the not Death Star Killer.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's just pretend that episodes 1, 2, and 3 don't exist.
Right.
So now we can say that there's 4 Star Wars movies, and out of the 4 Star Wars movies, there's been 3 Death Stars. Because that's what this is. It's another fucking Death Star.
No, it's like 50 times bigger. It's something
It's a planet.
different.
And they're like, hey guys, we went through the ventilation system twice before. I bet we could do it again.
Okay, not just that. Han Solo's like, there's always a weak point. We found it twice. Come on.
That's beautiful. It was beautiful though. I like that. I really like that he did that. And then even
Though-
Leia's like, he's right.
I will say that
They still were able to get in. Well, they were already in.
that giant thing, what was it, the Star Killer?
That's what they dubbed it.
Okay, whatever. That thing was menacing. When it destroyed like 5 planets at the same time, like that was fucking terrifying.
Like when I first saw it, I'm like, ooh, it's an uber big Death Star laser. And then it started splintering like some Final Fantasy attack. I'm like, whoa, okay, this is, well, shit.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
Alderaan times 5.
No, he only had most of the map.
right. Yeah.
And the not Empire had most of the map also.
Right. Yeah.
See, yeah, that's like where.
Where
We'll
did
get
they
into some
this
stuff.
information?
We'll get into
And why are they letting
the extended universe. All right, so we know that Disney threw out the extended universe, but they're also cherry picking shit from the extended universe and they're putting it into.
That's the reason they did that, to allow them the flexibility. Is like we can take some established stuff for the extended universe fans, give
Yeah.
them something, and allow us to make it our own as well.
Yeah.
Instead of going with the story, because I mean there's a lot of lore they'd have to stick to just to be consistent with that.
Right.
Well, wasn't like one of the conditions for George Lucas handing the shit over to Disney, for him to be able to have like some sort of effect on their writing process? And he gave them ideas, and Disney threw most of them out. But
He's on the board as like he oversees everything, but I don't really think he gets any input whatsoever, because he said that the final product was like a divorce for him.
It's like he can have input to the Bible for the universe, but he can't go in and write a movie.
Thank God. Thank God. Yo, fuck George Lucas.
You mean no Jar Jar Binks?
It's a better analogy. It's like a parent giving their kid the car for the first time and learning to drive. You can tell them as much as you want, but in the end, you really don't have any control where that car's going.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank God Disney didn't.
Well, yeah, but Disney is the responsible kid who's not going to drive it into a ditch.
And they've showed us that.
And the parent is the alcoholic.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm a little too drunk to drive this car. Here. I'm 8.
I'm going to throw out a lot of because as soon as I saw the movie, I went just full-fledged nerd, just like all over the place, like reading theories and the negatives and positives of what people thought. So one of the things that I read that it was a great talking point is that nothing about this movie was good outside of the nostalgia factor. That J.J. Abrams brought nothing new to the table, and I disagree completely. But a lot of people say that this movie relied way too much on nostalgia to be good.
No, actually, everyone's saying that, but when you look at it, it really, it really didn't do it as much. I mean, they could have easily went into an entire movie, Leia, Han's, solo fest, but they did really good in establishing the new people, kind of using the older cast to bring some relevance to the new cast, kind of do the parallels, like Han, like back in the original trilogy, Han offered Luke a job on the Millennium Falcon, just like he did with Rey.
Yeah.
And all that. I mean, they could have, but they very smartly did it.
Yeah.
And I mean, nostalgia was used to its effect, like with Han dying. That was the best way it could have happened. It doesn't make it about him. It makes it an impactful moment. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry.
Yes.
But
when that scene happened, when I was in the theater, I just heard four men go, "Oh!"
and it's like that's the best way to use that kind of character. It's like, what do we do with somebody so lovable like Han? We have a new villain to establish who's a badass. And
Okay, let's talk about Kylo Ren. Who see this movie?
Yeah.
Considering that I've heard that people are in movie theaters talking about it as they're walking out while people are going in. People are standing in the movie theaters shouting out spoilers.
Yeah.
The Xbox, Battlefield and all that, where people are shouting out spoilers while you're playing games.
No.
I've been able to avoid all of that.
Good. So, just overall rating, and then we'll dig into it. Like, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was an excellent movie. It captured essentially A New Hope again.
Yeah.
Bringing in a new hero, a new hero's journey, along with the hero's fall journey already in there too, with Kylo Ren and what he's going through.
Yeah.
He was starting out a hero already fallen, and they're essentially doing parallel stories of those two characters, and essentially introducing a we can do this dance forever kind of thing. She didn't kill him, he didn't kill her.
Yeah, right.
Bringing back the classics, Han, Luke, Leia, Chewie.
Yeah.
R2-D2 for some reason wasn't around.
Hey, don't forget about Akbar.
Oh yeah, Akbar was there.
His triumphant return without his signature line.
I actually read some shit that some people think that that's not Akbar because the color was off. Like he's more red than brown, so it
but
might
he's
not
older.
be
He might have been in the sauna. You don't know.
Right? 30 years can change in here.
He's what is it? The Mon Calamari is what the planet's from.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're essentially lobster people anyway. But what's his name? And and Lando's co-pilot was there too.
Right.
Yes.
But no mention or anything of Lando.
No.
I really hope Billy D. Williams comes out in fucking episode 8, or at least we find out what happens to Lando.
Right. Enough throwbacks would be nice.
Yeah.
But they did great already with the throwbacks.
Right.
Except I did not like R2-D2 just in
Just
low
chilling?
power mode because he's sad.
I don't think because it was because he was sad. I think it was because he was waiting to feel that presence
right
from Luke,
moment.
and he got it from Rey. But he got it from Rey.
But he's not a force-aware droid. He's just a droid. Why is he waiting for this? Yes.
AI.
Maybe they'll explain that over, because he did take time with Luke, so we don't know what the hell happened to him within that
Right.
30. Maybe somehow him being around Luke that long created some
Or
ridiculous.
Jedi in general. Because
Yeah.
he started out with.
There was a flashback of him putting his hand or his.
Yeah.
Right, there was that.
Robot
That
hand.
was
Got a communicator in his
beautiful. Oh,
hand.
by the way, real quick, we have a special guest here,
Right.
Janie.
I'm sorry.
No, you can be. You're on it. It's
Come
not
on
even
over
you
if you
can
want
be
to.
now.
That's fine, man. Thank you for inviting me. Paul.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciated it.
Uh-huh.
It's just there was that little bit of why are we waiting for R2? What is R2-D2 waiting for? And if you can't bother him by even touching him or moving him,
Yeah.
then what's going to wake him up? You know, somebody hit the Windows button and he comes from power saving
I don't know. Maybe
mode.
he was specifically told by Luke, like, you shut the fuck up until until I tell you to come back on.
Right.
Because you know where I am. You're the only person that knows where I am. You're not a person, but whatever.
But he didn't know.